Owning a lavender farm, I think that could be the new American dream post-pandemic. It's possible in Mexico. I met someone named Richard and Clara. They're a married couple and they met in the United States and moved down to Mexico, and now they are running a lavender farm. So I'm going to share about the farm, share about what they're doing, and you'll hear a little bit from Richard, but the audio wasn't so good, so mostly I'm going to be telling you the story here in Querétaro. So their lavender farm is about an hour from the center of Querétaro, and it's in a place called Tequisquiapan. And what's the name of this?
Tequisquiapan.
Tequisquiapan. And Tequi, I think is what they normally call it, is a pueblo mágico. So a kind of a magical town, a beautiful old town in Mexico. I'm here in Querétaro, which is not a pueblo mágico. It's more of a real city, and it's just amazing. I just love the Spanish influence, I guess. I just don't understand why this type of city, this type of architecture doesn't exist in the United States. But anyway, let's go back to the lavender farm. And let's go back even further to the story of how they got to Mexico. Clara was born in Mexico City, I think, and Richard is a New Yorker. And he was running a business, a printing business. He owned the business, and they were working 24/7 printing things, a lot of stuff for Wall Street, high stress. He got a job doing some graphic design, though, for the Mexican tourism board. And that was as kind of like printing became less important as the internet became more important. So he started doing graphic design, and that's when he met Clara.
My wife worked for the Mexican Tourism Board. I started doing some design work for them.
The administration changed in Mexico, and so pretty much every 6 years when a new president is elected, kind of everyone changes. Everyone down the chain changes. So she went back to Mexico City, but she had purchased a property out in Tequi. About 3 or 4 years ago, they started a lavender farm, maybe 20 minutes from their home. And it was just a property that was kind of a nothing field or something. And now there's rabbits and birds and insects and whatnot. It's really turned into something a lot bigger, and they're very big on having it be natural. And they're not just growing plants for sale, but it's an agri-tourism business. And that's something that Clara identified as a need in this area, that this Pueblo Mágico, lots of people coming, lots of tourists, very much interested in agri-tourism. So they have 4 acres that they're cultivating now, and they have a few more acres in the back. And it's beautiful, and it's mostly lavender and a few other plants. Here's Richard telling us about one of the plants.
This is vervain. We make teas and hand products from it. And if you just rub your hand on the leaves and smell them, it's a very citrusy smell, almost like a lemon, lime, orange smell. And it's refreshing. It's got a really refreshing smell to it.
I can smell it all the way over here, just after you brushing your hand through.
Yep.
So the way the farm works is they bring in tourists, kind of the agritourism part of the business. People were having a lunch there with Clara while Richard was out in the fields talking to me, and she was explaining to them how the plants are grown and all the essential oils and things like that. And then of course they fall in love with the plants, and then they want to buy the products. So they sell things like soap and shampoos, and he called it cream rinse, which I think is conditioner. So the number of things for sale. So the business they sell on Mercado Libre, but Richard was saying that for the most part, bringing people to the farm and giving them the experience is what sells the product. They plan on growing this. They are building a little labyrinth for the kids. So they have a greenhouse where they sell some of the plants, some of them not available at other local nurseries. And they plan on working on a distillery, and also in the future opening a restaurant. Oh my God, cocoa latte. So a coconut latte. They had chai lattes. Very common. That's what I was planning on getting. They got horchata lattes, cocoa lattes, ron pop lattes. Yes. Back to the lavender farm. So Richard did tell me that it is not a profitable endeavor just yet. It is a labor of love.
Yep, I'm a hands-on guy. I'm out here with a hoe every day. Um, I don't micromanage. The guys know what to do. We started planting this week so that next fall it's going to really look beautiful here. And we just take little baby steps every day and just work hard and enjoy it on the weekends because we get to give the tours, we get to talk to the people. They show interest, and it's just totally rewarding. It's just beautiful.
Now, for those of you wanting to be farmers, water rights are tricky in Mexico. So, although part of the property has more water, has more natural water, the part that they're farming right now does not. And so they have to bring in water. So they have water trucked in, and then they use that to irrigate the farm. And so they are purposely growing things that require very little water, like the lavender. They also have eucalyptus growing. If you're looking to become a farmer in Mexico, I am sure that Richard would tell you all about his experience. Clara could tell you that in Spanish if you'd like. The website is Lavyn, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, .mx, but there'll be a link down below so that you can get in contact with them. Also purchase any of their products online. And you should be able to arrange a tour if you're in Tequis. And I want to thank Greg from Choosing Mexico for putting me in touch with these guys. So you can catch a video up here that I did with Greg. He helps gringos move to Mexico. So check that out. And also down here, if I've got them available, I'll have some other videos from Querétaro and San Miguel de Allende.